The oak had stood longer than anyone in the valley could remember. Its roots twisted deep into the earth, thick as wagon wheels, holding secrets older than the church bell and quieter than prayer. Folks said the tree remembered everything. Every laugh, every goodbye, every promise whispered beneath its wide, sheltering branches. On a cool autumn morning in 1871, a boy named Samuel Hart stood there alone, his boots half buried in fallen leaves. He was 12, thin as a fence rail, with eyes too old for his years. In his hand, he held a small tin box, its edges rusted, its lid trembling as much as his fingers. His father had stood in this very spot once. Samuel could still see him as clear as yesterday. Thomas Hart, sleeves rolled up, hands rough from honest work, kneeling by the oak with a shovel borrowed from a neighbor. The war had just ended. The town was trying to remember how to breathe again. And Thomas had told his son, "Some things you don't bury to forget, Sam. You bury them so they can wait." That night, they buried the box together. Inside, it was a folded letter, a brass pocket watch with a cracked face, and a promise spoken out loud so the tree could hear it. Thomas said he would return for it when the time was right. He smiled when he said it, but his eyes carried a worry Samuel didn't yet understand. Thomas Hart never came back. Years passed the way years do, quietly, then all at once. Samuel's mother faded like a candle left in the wind. The farm shrank. Neighbors moved west. The oak remained, steady and patient, its branches growing wider while Samuel grew taller and lonelier. By the time he was a man, Samuel had become the town's blacksmith. Strong arms, steady hands, a man folks trusted. Yet every time he passed the oak, something in his chest tightened, like a door left half closed. On the morning he finally returned, the sky was pale and unsure. Samuel brought a shovel of his own this time. Each push into the soil felt heavier than the last, as if the ground itself resisted being disturbed. When the blade struck metal, he stopped. He knelt and brushed away the dirt slowly, carefully, like he was afraid the past might break if handled too roughly. The tin box came free with a soft sigh, as though it had been waiting for him all along. Samuel sat beneath the oak and opened it. The pocket watch was still there. He wound it gently. To his surprise, it began to tick, soft, stubborn, alive. Beneath it lay the letter, yellowed but intact. His father's handwriting filled the page. Thomas wrote of fear, of leaving, of love too big to speak aloud. He wrote that the promise was never about coming back to this place, but about trusting his son to live fully, even if he did not return. He wrote that some men plant their hopes in the ground so their children can grow past them. Samuel's hands shook as he folded the letter. Tears came, not loud or sudden, but steady, like rain that had been waiting a long time to fall. For years he had believed the promise was broken. Now he understood it had been kept. That evening, Samuel returned with his own son, a quiet boy with curious eyes. They sat beneath the oak as the sun dipped low, painting the sky in gold and rust. Samuel placed the tin box back into the earth, along with the watch and the letter, and something new, a small wooden horse carved by his own hands. "This tree," Samuel said softly, "isn't just holding the past. It's holding us." The boy nodded, not fully understanding, but feeling the truth of it all the same. As they covered the box, the oak stood tall against the fading light. Its leaves whispered in the breeze, carrying old words and new promises together. And somewhere deep beneath its roots, time kept ticking, patient, faithful, and never truly forgotten.